Dear friends, partners and colleagues, I hope you are all well, and I extend to you a warm welcome at our yearly press conference at Groupe Beneteau. Last year, on the horizon, gave us an incredible sunset. And tonight, I suggest you to dive into the amazing Groupe Beneteau world. Groupe Beneteau is constantly evolving, and our ambition is to create a group that is quick to adapt and constantly learning through the talents we have, our great partners, and all the projects that are enabling our future. To sum up, we want to build up Groupe Beneteau for speed. And when we shift into sustainable boating, we take it very seriously at Groupe Beneteau. There are literally two areas, as I've said before, that we are focusing on. On one side, on the product and development, and on the other, on the process side. And on the product development side, we have two main subjects that we treat on a daily basis. Composite materials on one side, and alternative propulsion on the other. Let's start by digging in composite materials. Damien just presented the flagship of the year for Beneteau, the first 44. And I'm thrilled because we've decided, together with our chemical or resin partners, Arkema, to deploy that project and to make it the first complete production boat to be built with a 100% recyclable resin. It's a mark because we're trying to do that with the entire process of not just making a boat, but creating the future of our industrial footprint. And I'm super glad to say that because we simply didn't build a boat. I mean, we are probably one of the biggest boat builders in the world, so you're expecting that we are building boats. We did that by respecting the value proposition of one of the most challenging products in the market. Because at first, it's equivalent to performance. And performance means that you have to respect the same mechanical properties and the same weight. And we matched that both with incredible results. And because a great project never comes alone, I'm also thrilled to announce that with the same approach and with the introduction of also more natural fibers, we will deploy 2 prototypes of Mini Transat for the Arch project. So both projects will be fully available. We will probably test them with some of you from the winter boat shows and onwards. The second core area of the transition of sustainable boating for design and development is the propulsion. As we said, we have 4 different and distinct segments, and we need to answer to the increasing demand of solving those requests for our owners. Well, let's start by the day boating. 4 Winds is going to be the first brand to be available on the market to fully deploy a 180 horsepower electrical engine plus its battery back from Vision Marine Technology. The boat is already, as you can see, flying around Florida, but customers will start to collect it from spring 2023. So it's for real. Real estate in the water. I'm sure that some of you have been already attending the mindful cruising experience with Martin of the launch of Delphia, a brand that has a full commitment of being fully electric by maximum and latest 2025, where we launched the D11 in the spring, and last week, for those who were at the Ishwa Boat Show, we already launched the second model, the D10. Well, to deploy that project, we have a partner, Torqeedo, with whom they are already integrating the same technology for both models. And the take rate in the market, it's already very, very interesting. Shifting from real estate to sailboats, with the same partnership, we keep on deploying both the sailboats and the catamarans, the monohull and the catamarans, with Torqeedo. Last year, we introduced what we called a proof of concept, a POC. This now is for real. We are fully commercializing this model into the market. And we don't have to forget that we were already on avant-première last year here in Cannes, and we also got a prize at the Metz with the XS 14. I forgot to mention that we also keep on working with our partner, historical partner, Volvo Penta, on an hybrid solution, but we will talk about together more in the future. So as you can see here, we try to identify the right partners for each of the individual segments and to create solutions that are fully deployable already by today in the market. But let's now move into the second step, the manufacturing and operations and processes. And in there, we have two core areas of interest. Composite series production on one side, and energy creation and transition. Composite parts. I'm sure that some of you know that we have 9 plants in France, and out of these 9 plants, we have one which is making small parts. I mean, a small parts, it's an anchor locker, a cockpit seats, and so forth. And we build something like 30,000 pieces per year. The equivalent, just to give you an understanding of 30,000 pieces of composite per year, it's the equivalent of building 200 boats. And when we have decided, as I said before, to commit to the sustainability, we have shifted some of our resin into biosourced resin and natural fibers to have an overall impact of a reduction of CO2 emission by 11%, which is the equivalent of taking off from the road 1,500 cars. So this is for real, and this explains the size of deployment that we can achieve at Groupe Beneteau when we want to do something. And again, we are a boat builder, and we want to try to improve also the energy, especially in this time and in this period. And we have decided to invest, still in France to start it, into the full coverage of all our parking lots, which is the equivalent of 4 hectares, all over our different industrial footprint. This will generate the energy for our plants. It will generate the energy to recharge the 100 plus electrical company cars. And it will also supply 1,800 households close to our different factories. So this transition, it's happening for real. And the sustainability approach that our customers are demanding, it's already happening. Starting in each boat building in France, you can find composite parts that already have integrated this transition. But it's very important to keep in mind that sustainability doesn't have to kick us out from being accessible. It has been, and it will have to be, our main drivers for the years to come.
Our house of brand is now a value-driven one. It's a real daily obsession from Gianguido and his team. And I think the way Eric and Damien presented the product today is demonstrating that. Our 9 fantastic brands now have a very clear and specific positioning on each of the segments addressed by the group. Our growth will come from branding. Our growth will come from value creation, from value proposition, more than from volumes or capacity management. Our growth will have to be sustainable. We cannot be defensive anymore with sustainability, especially after this summer. You have seen a first extract of our proactive sustainable roadmap today. It's a start. The group has always been cautious in communicating around sustainable development. We do much more than we say. When some say a bit more than they really do, we will continue to do more and more and probably start to communicate about a bit more about that.